I'm Alexis.
I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Rebecca. And on today's Chick Chat, we're going to talk a little bit more about dating. So many of you, I'm just going to give you a little teaser. Many of you may have seen these daisies that pop up in the springtime in your yards. I don't know about you girls, but I can remember when I was younger, I would go out and pick them. And if there was a guy that I liked, that I had in my mind that, oh, maybe this is the one, I would just pull those little petals off and say, he loves me not, he loves me not. Well, today you might be saying, how do I know if this is the right guy for me? And you don't want to depend on a daisy to tell you. You want to depend on God. So today on Chick Chat, we're going to give you some good wisdom on how to find out, not necessarily if he is the one, but if he isn't the one. There are so many different kinds of love that the Bible talks about. Now, in today's culture, we think of one kind of love. I love my pets. I love my family. I love chocolate. I love pizza. And we use the word love for so many things. And we just think of it basically as one, but just different degrees of love when we say I love something. But in the Bible, it's totally different. There are 4 different types of love in the Bible. There's agape, there's phileo, there is eros, and there is storge. And they all have different meanings. Today, we're going to focus on agape love because there is a verse in 1 John chapter 5, verse 8. It says, anyone who does not love does not know God because God is love. Okay, so what does that word agape mean? That word love in that verse is agape love. So what does that mean? That means preferring what God prefers. So we're looking at, okay, well, in the relationship, I want to find the right guy. So how do I know if he's the one? And that's what we ask so many times. But a lot of times when you're trying to find out what is right, you have to look at what is wrong. Mm-hmm. So girls, I want to ask you a question. What do you think is important in a guy that you as Christian girls would date? You want to go first? Or you want her to go first?
You can go first.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, recently, I guess actually about a year, I started dating a guy, and one thing that he was lacking in was being a leader. Mm-hmm. And that's really important because if he can't lead you in Bible studies and pray for you and just lead you closer to God, then that's going to be a problem in your relationship.
But it wasn't even in that though yet that he wasn't able to lead.
Well, actually, we went out to dinner and I had to pray for our food.
Okay, that's true.
We all want a man that's going to,
take the wheel and pray and be strong that way, yeah.
Yeah, but if they're not pursuing you, if they're kind of just texting you once a day and not really acting interested in you, then they're probably not the one because the Bible said he who finds a wife, not she who finds a husband.
That's right.
It's not our job to pursue men or to make it happen.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I think so many times we sell ourselves short because we think, well, I really like this guy, and we put ourselves out there and our hearts get broken many times because he can call you up a week later and you're like, oh, he's on the phone again. And then he lets you down again. And then he'll call you right back. Is that what he did?
He's like Satan.
He's like Satan.
He pops up when you're least expecting it.
So that's a struggle because it takes you on an emotional roller coaster. So girls, if the guy that you are looking for or that you have your heart set on is not a leader, if he's not pursuing you and chasing after you, not willing to take that position of leadership when you go out to dinner or maybe even when you're on the phone with him, wouldn't it be nice just to hear a guy pray for you over the phone, when you're hanging up or maybe when you're going out on that date, that he prays that God would protect you as you're driving. Now, to some it may seem radical, but this is love because the guy is preferring what God prefers. God prefers that he be the protector. God prefers that that man be the leader. So as he's doing those things, he's showing that he is loving God because he's doing what God prefers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff, Caitlin. Alexis, what do you think constitutes a godly man that you'd want to pursue?
There's so many things I think that we can choose from, but
Yes.
one thing that sticks out to me is the one verse in the Bible. It's in John 15:13, and it talks about how a man is no greater, like he can't do anything better than be willing to lay down his life for his friend. So it's talking about that agape love again. But it's not just the guy. Sometimes the woman will also have to lay down her life too. So it's a kind of a two-way thing there. But I think just being willing to sometimes give and take a little bit, or letting some part of you might have to let some part of you die to be able to go further in that relationship.
That's true. Yeah, and over the next couple weeks, I think we're going to stick on this topic for a little while, because dating is a huge thing for those of you that are young adults, young girls, maybe young guys that are watching. It's big, and we want to be able to help you to navigate through this time of your life. And these are just two aspects of having that kind of a godly relationship. And right now, we're going to bring out some of the things that we expect from a man. But girls, we can't say that we're off the hook and say it's all on the man to do things. There are things that us women have to do as well.
Yeah.
But right now, we're just going to keep, pursuing some of these thoughts of when you're looking for a guy, or when you're looking at, is this guy the right guy for me? What do I need to look for? And those are two great qualities so far. Leadership and being willing to give and lay down your life for that one that you love. That's what the verse says. Greater love has no man on earth than he would lay down his life for his friend. And it gets back to those kinds of loves, because that's the filial love.
Yeah.
Filial love is being able to have that friendship kind of love. Before you can get involved in a romantic relationship, girls, make sure you can be friends.
It's an important thing.
It is very important. All that touchy-feely stuff, it will come. The butterflies, they just come naturally. Those good feelings that come up. But being a friend loves at all times. In the good times and in the bad times. So the first thing that we want is a godly man. A man that can lead, a man that prefers what God prefers, a man who is a giver. But again, it has to be a man who can be your friend, who you can pursue life together, pursue the things of God together. So hopefully these little tidbits helped you a little bit, and we're going to see you again next week, same channel. So tune in, make sure that you are tuning in on Facebook. What is our Instagram?
Called Out Ministries.
Called Out Ministries. So find us on Instagram, on Facebook, Called Out Ministries, on YouTube. It is Called Out Ministries 409. Subscribe, like it if you like it, and share it. Comment. Girls, do you have anything else you want to add before we close?
This felt short.
It did feel short.
I know. This is always so fun.
It is. It is fun. And so we can't wait to be back with you again next week. Again, comment. We love you, and we pray that God sends that right person into your life that can fulfill every desire of your heart. God bless you guys.